Hey guys, welcome to linguamarina and welcome to my favorite topic on this channel, how to speak English fast and understand native speakers. The problem comes from a fact that sometimes native speakers say something we were not taught at school and they say it in a way we don't really understand and we're like, what has just happened? And in order to understand native speakers, you need to know what's happening while they're speaking, and you should adopt those skills in order to sound like a native. So if you're interested, continue watching this video up to the very end. I'm gonna explain a lot of confusing things, and hopefully by the end of this video, your English would sound more natural. Let's get on to it. The word ain't. Is he coming? No, he ain't coming.
Max, he ain't coming.
I ain't gonna do that.
Just ain't gonna do that.
Have you heard that before? Of course you have. I've heard it many times. So first of all, ain't is this word that kind of replaces a lot of different things. Am not, is not, has not. So basically, if you don't want to learn grammar, you can just use ain't all the time, but it is super spoken, like spoken English. You can't really use it in an interview, you can't really use it in an essay. Not all of the native speakers use it, but it is pretty common to say, he ain't doing that. So when you hear it next time, you know it's replacing either is not, has not, am not, and you can also use it in your speech if you want. The next word that you need to know, and absolutely use it. It's spoken, but it's super useful. Appreciate it. And please pay my attention to my mouth. It's not appreciate it, it's appreciate it. So for example, your server brings you food at a restaurant. Instead of saying thank you, which is kind of basic, and of course you can say that, you say appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Or somebody gives you a favor, there is a long line and you're with a baby and somebody tells you, oh, get in front of the line and get your coffee faster than we do. And you're like, appreciate it. Appreciate it. This is just the way to fasten your speech and to sound more, let's say, American. I don't know, a lot of examples here, by the way, guys. I'm not a native speaker. I live in the US, and a lot of things that I notice in my everyday life are very American because I live in California. Pretty sure if you travel to other countries, you would notice other things, but I think American English is the most popular version of English, so we're learning it here. Prepare, the next one is gonna blow your mind. No, yeah. You have two words, no and yeah, which actually means yes. Do you want a coffee? No, yeah.
No, yeah.
I don't know. It exists in my native language, Russian. It exists in American English. In California, a lot of people also say, yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Which is, again, two words. And this phrase actually means no. Do you want to go out tonight? Yeah, no. I don't want to. I'd rather stay home. Yeah, no means no. No, yeah means yes. I know, super confusing, just write it down. But also, you will notice based on the intonation, based on visual signs, you would understand whether it's a yes or no. In this series, we're exploring different ways to pronounce things in order to sound faster and smoother. Just compare these two sentences. He is not coming, he ain't coming. So this he ain't coming is like we're singing. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to replace is not with ain't all the time. It's just to illustrate that native speakers prefer to speak in a way that sounds more like a song, because then you don't need to stop, it sounds a lot more natural and you're flowing with your English. In order to learn how to do that, certain ways, you need to know which words you actually need to pronounce, because sometimes we replace words. You need to know where your tongue goes, you need to know how to open your mouth, and you need to know your intonation. So there are several aspects. And this is basically muscle memory. When I just started speaking English a lot when we moved to the US, my jaws were hurting just because I was using different muscles. Because with different language, we use different muscles. And if you look at wrinkles of people from different countries, they are always different. But they're similar in one particular group, like Germans or Americans. It happens because the way we pronounce words and sentences in different languages requires different muscle memory. And in order to develop this muscle memory, in order to learn how to open your mouth, where to put your tongue, you basically need to learn it like you go to the gym. We have a special course called Pronunciation 2021. It's produced by linguamarina, my company, and the guy who teaches it he taught himself how to speak like an American, and you won't be able to tell he's not from the US. He's gonna teach you where to put your tongue, how to open your mouth, what happens in your mouth when you try to speak like an American. In 3 weeks, you will have 18 classes and a live stream where you would be able to ask questions and practice with others. Each lesson includes pronunciation practice, so you can work on the skills that you've just learned. The classes are available anytime because they're pre-recorded, so you can take this course whenever you like. And then at the end of the course, you have a scheduled live stream. For those who choose Master and Guru packages, you will have an opportunity to have weekly sessions with Venya, so he can give you feedback on how you're pronouncing words. And this is like, his feedback is the most important feedback I ever got about my pronunciation. Before, like 1 year ago, I would say sugar. And he said, no, Marina, it's sugar. So your mouth is like this, sugar. And he gives these practical tips. He's the best in this. Like, just practice. How do you say sugar? Like, say it now. Sugar is wrong. Sugar is an American way. So he's the best in this. And I highly, highly recommend this course if you're trying to sound more like an American. If you want to just be better with your English, the link will be down below with a special promo code from me. Don't be sorry. Be afraid. When you want to say I'm sorry, but in reality you did nothing wrong, you actually say I'm afraid. Like, for example, oh my God, listen to this, guys. This is super crazy. We're trying to buy a car right now. This is a real thing that's happening right now. We are trying to buy a car in the US. We're trying to buy a new car, a Cadillac. There are no cars. And because there is a chip shortage and chips that are manufactured at a particular plant somewhere in China, they had to stop due to coronavirus, and now all the new cars require this chip. That's why I've been waiting for my Tesla for 10 months, and now we're trying to get a Cadillac because we want a big family car, and it's unavailable. You have to wait for like 4 months if you're lucky. So we come to this car dealership, and I tell them, I want to get a Cadillac. And instead of saying, I'm sorry, miss, we don't have any Cadillacs available, they tell me, I'm afraid we don't have anything available. Because, like, they haven't done anything wrong. They don't need to apologize and say, I'm sorry. So they say, I'm afraid we don't have any available. Or just to give you a couple more examples so you understand how the phrase is used, sometimes you talk to a person and they explain some concept and you're like, I'm afraid I don't understand it. Because you're not making a mistake by not understanding what they mean, but you say, I'm afraid I don't get it, or I'm afraid I don't understand it. And I hear this phrase, I'm afraid, a lot, normally when people don't have anything left, like Cadillacs or chocolate. I'm afraid we don't have any chocolate left. I'm afraid we don't have any apartments available. I'm afraid we don't have any tables till February 2023. Like, America is this crazy country where people, I guess, have a lot of money and you have to compete for basically everything. We competed to get this house. We're competing to buy a car. I don't know, just, sharing some reality with you guys. Well, this is probably particular to Silicon Valley. Probably different places, but Silicon Valley, super competitive. Okay, let's move on to the next tip on how to sound like a native speaker. Have you ever heard a phrase or something similar to this phrase? They are a great doctor. I'm glad I found them. But they are a great doctor. So we understand we're actually talking about a person, but we are relating to that person as they or them. Why is this happening? Basically, when you don't know the gender of the person, you can relate to that person as they or them. They are a great doctor. They are a great teacher, whatever. Also, like, because of this thing, especially in California, again, like, for example, people here can choose their gender and can change their gender. And sometimes they don't want any gender at all. And you might have noticed that sometimes on Instagram, you see that people ask them to refer to themselves as he or she or they. So when they choose they, that means they are gender neutral. They don't want to be associated with male or female.
My pronouns are they, them, but no worries.
And yeah, you refer to them as they. So don't get confused. It's actually a single person. just the way we refer to that person. And also, again, California, there are a lot of gender neutral restrooms. There are certain rules. For example, you don't have to have a gender on your birth certificate anymore, because you might decide later when you grow up. You know, you can have different attitude to what's happening, but I also see how it's beneficial for some people. Again, something that's happened in California. Again, sounds really weird for me as a Russian. We don't have something like that in Russia, but this is a reality here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video up to the very end. This video is a part of my series, so I put them all together in a playlist that you're gonna find right here, and I hope you're gonna enjoy it because, oh my god, this is the best, right? Native speakers explained. Okay, talk to you soon in my next classes. Bye bye.